It may seem like my mind is chaos because I hop from subject to subject. Yet I see how everything is intertwined and comes together at the same time for reasons. So here I have a hodgepodge of realizations, understandings, and experiences that are culminating to give me what life is showing me I really need. I need stability, and I need to love somebody. And that's coming. So the hodgepodge day before yesterday, realizations, I had mentioned how it was showing me men are better at physical manifestation because they want to see the pictures, they want to touch it, they want to feel it, they want to hear it, they want to see it. A man becomes friends with a woman on Facebook and he's going through all her old pictures. What does she look like? What does she look like? They can summon the sensations of physical reality better than I can. And that led to understanding about emotional availability and how men need to fight. For example, over a woman. I would have never wanted men to fight over me. Oh, that's stupid. That's foolish. I'll choose who I want to be with. But when you see them fight so that they know their own worth, at the same time you see how they're fighting. How are they winning their battles? And I may not automatically want to go with the winner. But it's a multi-purpose thing that's happening there. And then this saying just came to me. Sometimes we don't see how far someone has come until we've seen how far they've gone. And then came taking drugs is saying, I want to lose my mind. I just want to lose it. Now, whether that means going insane or offing the mind, basically we're being suicidal if we're trying to change our emotional state of being. The brain, the mind, is just a communication center between our inner and outer reality. It's the conflict between how we love and cherish ourselves and how our outer reality is not doing that for us. And then I'm going through this personal set of circumstances where I tried for 2 days to get my voucher renewed for the hotel, and the phone systems kept booting us off. Finally, yesterday, it's raining out. I'm crying. I give up. I'm not being tough girl anymore. And these guys, they stayed with me all day. We had one's phone left as a callback number, rebooted, left it again. My phone was the callback number, left the hotel and my hotel room as a number. And it turns out the computer systems for the state economic services were all down. And another guy, he's an ornery guy. Other people don't really want to be around him because he's so unpleasant. He's never been unpleasant to me. He feeds Anubis. He's the one who's cooking for Anubis. Because he's cooking for his dog anyways. But even he was out there at the front desk like, this lady's crying, I can't stand to see it. He's the one who, he's like, you don't even have $1 in your pocket? That's pathetic, he says. No woman should be walking around without a dollar even in her pocket. And of course, I agree with that. When I was a single mother, it's like, I can't believe people let a single mother walk around with nothing and then detest her when she asks just to have a little something. Very sad. But in the meantime, Homeland Security's got drones being fired off every 15 minutes up here. And it's not the first time that they've done it. And they're taking down a lot of the drug dealers and stuff like that. But it reminds me of Claire Wolf's book, Is It Time to Shoot the Bastard Yet? It's way past time. They're up here with Homeland Security in ways that they weren't down in Slab City, because the South is gone. The Southwest is gone. This is basically the country's admitted defeat, and they're cleaning up and protecting what's left of the United States. On paper, they're going to say Florida's part of the United States, Southern California is part of the United States. But they're not. America lost the war. And thankfully, I chose the right part to come to. These are old farming communities. There's a lot of new age when you go downtown, a lot of art. But essentially, they're just old farming communities with old farming morals. People who are going to stay with you all day long to be emotional support. Dude walked with me to the office just to be emotional support for me. I've never had that in my life. When I first got married, my husband's like, oh, you're pregnant? Well, you better go to the state, tell them that I left them, and you better get food stamps and welfare. I left him. He put my daughter on the hood of a car, in a car, baby infant car seat, unbuckled, put her on the hood of the car, and drove off down the road. Of course, I left him. I was good about it. I only took half of what was in the bank account. I went to my mother's, and the first thing my mother said was, I'm not going to babysit. You better get on welfare. And the thing with the baby boomer generation is they had everything given to them on a silver platter. Their parents, they started off with, a very small house, worked, built a room onto a house here and there, got a refrigerator, eventually got, another appliance that they needed or wanted. They built up over time. Baby boomers, man, the economy was booming. Everybody was rejoicing over life because they had just experienced so much death, and things came relatively easy to them. I remember going down to Florida, and my Aunt Dorothy, just get a job. Her husband was a bus driver, and she worked throughout her life. They retired on pensions. Gen X, my generation, is where they all switched to part-time work so they didn't have to pay full-time benefits and they didn't have to pay overtime. Just getting a job was not the solution. And I figured out that's why baby boomers are relatively small-minded. They say ingenuity comes out of necessity. We're scrappers. We have to do whatever it takes. We have to come up with innovative ways to do things because we can't do it the old way. It's not working. And now we've got a system that's failing. And I'm sitting here like, give me peace where you have to behave a certain way And I'll go find the loopholes, I'll find the cracks, and I'll go live in them. Or give me all out the systems crumbled. I'm going out in the woods, I'm taking over a cabin nobody ever uses, and they're not going to get to it anyways. But we're not. We're in this deceptive place where it looks like everything's normal. And now we've got the military in the form of Homeland Security governing the people instead of local law enforcement. So you can't do either. It's just this really hard spot to be in. And yet, we're going through all that. And I can see that stability that I need. And that love that I need to give. It's right around the corner. And I'm seeing that evidenced in the people around me who know you need to be with somebody emotionally. You need to be there emotionally for the long run. And yeah, I might cry. And that might make your heart hurt. Isn't your heart hurting anyways? I liken us to the big tall redwood trees. Huge, magnificent, live to very, very old age. But the reason they're standing is because their roots are intertwined. You take down the trees around it, and the one redwood that's left over is gonna fall. We need each other.